Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and today this is going to be another Get Fit With Me series, but this is the meal prep edition. We're actually not going to be doing a ton of meal prepping, so this is not going to be as long as the last video, and also the first video that I did for the meal prepping edition was my first time doing that, so I really high-key was not sure what I was doing. I was just kind of freestyling, because that's in some ways how I do life. I freestyle it at times. Ta-da! Anyway, either way, before we get into this, thank you for those who've been supporting the channel so far. I want to just make it very clear, and I feel like I don't even do that enough, where I thank those who have been supporting my channel so far. Please continue to tell your friends, family, and all about it, because this is me being 1000% real. I've been wanting to be a content creator since like 2014. I have been putting this off for almost 10 years. So the fact that I'm even doing this now is a big deal. I just didn't want to do it where my life wasn't together. I didn't want to do it when my energy wasn't right. I didn't want to do it when the timing wasn't right. And finally, I feel like all is well with me as an individual inside, and outwardly all is well. So we're doing it, right? Anyway, that was my little sappy moment. But yeah, if you get anything out of the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And the two things we're going to be doing today, and I'm looking down because I have my laptop, because one of my recipes is on the laptop, and that's actually how I keep track of what I do every week for meal prepping. One day I might show how type A I really am. So my friends kind of have a hint, but they don't really know. Yeah, I have a whole entire schedule of things that I'm meal prepping in the future. I'm not going to say how long it goes all the way to. Those who know me can do the math. It's probably ridiculous, right? Yeah. And people are just like, but how do you get to go out to eat and stuff? I'm like, I have that I have it in the schedule that I'm going to do that. This is what happens when you work on yourself. You know yourself so much, you could create a schedule that works for you. Anyway, but the two things that we're going to do today, because I do have some meal prep meals ready from last week that either I froze and have together, and there's like one day a week I do Taco Tuesday. And Taco Tuesday, I don't meal prep that. I just make the tacos on Taco Tuesday because that's just, I don't know. I'm weird. I like to have tacos on Taco Tuesday. So I don't think that's even weird though, but me making them, it's like a thing. Like I feel good doing that. Maybe one day I'll actually share me doing that, because I do make my tacos slightly different than most people. It's kind of basic, but it's kind of not, because as most people have known or figured out about me, I am almost usually always either pescatarian or vegetarian or vegan. That's kind of my diet. I don't eat meat really. Me eating meat is going outside the box. It's like a once a month thing for me. Or a special occasion, or if I'm out of town. So when I was on the travel vlog and I was on vacation, that would have been the time where I would just like ate meat, but I just didn't feel it, so I didn't do it. Yeah, so I didn't cheat at all while I was on vacation, which is really weird for me, because normally that's when I do cheat. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't motivated. So, but anyway, I keep going around the circles. Let's go ahead and state the two things that we're going to be making. So I'm going to be making a frittata egg muffin with potatoes. And then I'm also going to be doing lemon pepper salmon. I put mixed vegetables. And the reason why I put mixed vegetables is because I just wasn't sure what vegetables I was going to do. But I actually know what I'm going to do, so I don't know why I need to do that. And roasted potatoes. So a lot of potatoes in the diet, but as I may have mentioned in the previous video, I'm trying to ramp up my carbs because I'm going to be back to like I'm trying to work my way back up to actively training. So like, for example, this week when it came to like my workout routines, I did a little bit more than what I did the week before. And we're trying to build ourselves up, that kind of thing. So let me first do the easier one of the two, which is going to be the lemon pepper salmon with the vegetables and roasted potatoes. That's going to be probably the easiest one to do. One of the things is I do buy things ahead of time in advance. So one of the things I'm going to do though, so let me bring you closer to my world. And yeah, let me just show you what we're going to do. So one of the things that I do, which you could do it on your own or not, I am a creature of convenience, so I do like to do things that are convenient for me. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that. But the lemon pepper thing that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be, I'm going to try to stretch it to being 5 meals, but it's probably most likely only going to be the 4. And I'm going to go ahead and preheat this oven to like, I would say 425. We're going to then put it on the pan. And I buy my fish at Mariano's already seasoned. So this is kind of going to be, that's why I alluded that this is going to be not as long as my video from before, because there honestly isn't going to be as much to it. And you're probably wondering, what am I doing right now? When it comes to like things that I cook on a cookie sheet, I like to put foil around it because, and I know that's not the most environmentally sound, but from a cleaning standpoint, it makes cleaning so much easier because I won't have to clean this cookie sheet because any of the juices or whatever from your meats will be on that. And before we do anything else, we know what we're gonna do. Washing the hands. Okay. I like to do that before I touch any food. Also, if you notice, I do have the rest of my things out here already ready to go. And so that makes things pretty easy to get this done. And next, and I'm gonna do this as air frying because we're gonna air fry. Oh, and the vegetables I'm gonna use for mixed vegetables, I'm gonna do a combination of 2 different vegetables, but I'm not gonna put them together. I'm actually gonna have them separate. I'm just gonna like alternate days on which ones I have, but I'm gonna do Brussels sprouts. And then I'm also gonna do asparagus. And that might seem like portion-wise, that's a large portion of both those vegetables. But for me, I am actually a vegetable girl. Like, I much rather eat all the vegetables versus lots of meat or lots of carbs, especially this point in my life. But I'm going to use this bowl and you'll see what I'm going to taste better, at least in my opinion, is to cut it down like in quarts, especially given the size of those Brussels sprouts. Look at the size of this Brussels sprout. See, it's a decent size. So I'm going to cut this in quarts. And then I'm going to put them in a bowl as I'm doing this. I'm actually need to move some of this out the way even more. And yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to move all my things out the way real quick. Okay. So you're hearing multiple different alarms. One was for the meal prep. One was for the air fryer, and then the other one was for the oven. Yeah, both of those are ready that quickly. It's kind of high-key annoying. And then one of the spices I like to use a lot of, I use a lot of Trader Joe's spices. I also vary between that and then like another spice I buy online. But this is the one I'm using right now. And the Green Goddess spice or seasoned blend. Has onions, salt, garlic, pepper, chives, green onions, onion powder, spinach powder, lemon powder, dry parsley, and oil. So that's what's all in that. And then I think I showed you this other one I used last time. I'm gonna use that again. Because I don't know, I like to have a little bit of a red tint to what I got going on. And then we want to get the tongs together. If I would have been using a bigger bowl, I would just tossed it. But because I'm using a little bit of a smaller bowl than what I normally would use, I'm using tongs. I'm gonna put just a little bit more oil. The other thing I do, I'm gonna trim them. And that's gonna be the other thing I cook. So I'm gonna put that on the cookie sheet. So we're gonna put that back over here. And also, you know what? I might use the whole thing, but we're gonna grease this cookie sheet real quick. And you can use grapeseed oil or olive oil. I've been using more grapeseed oil lately because the air fryer, which I probably should mention this before, air fryers call for oils that are not high in smoke. So avoid at all costs using like olive oil or something that produces a lot of smoke. Not sure. I'm almost positive I'm not keeping the mics that I'm using right now, because I can never tell when the mics are off. Yeah, towards the end of that video, you might hear some differences. I might be doing a voiceover for parts of it. This is going to be another portion here. All right, so I have all my portions of potatoes cut up. So then the next recipe that I'm going to be working with after that is all done. So I'm almost done with one of my recipes, and then I'm just going to do like that egg frittata, the frittata egg muffin. We'll do that next. So yeah, this is kind of just a wait and see type thing right now. I'm going to take these out before the timer goes off, because I don't want the preheating process to start over again. I kind of rather just get it done, take it out, put it in a container that it needs to go in, and then I'm going to, from there, and I didn't even think about this part, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get the rest of these seasoned, so I don't have to do this again. This one's going to be seasoned kind of lightly, and I'll just probably have to work with seasoning that later. And then I'm just going to change the time for this. Next, so you saw my little error that I gave myself, that I wasn't trying to give myself, but I definitely erred right there a little bit. I am going to make sure for these ones that are in the bowls that I have the seasonings and all that ready to go. So I also need to check my next recipe. Oh yeah, this asparagus is done already. So is the fish. So let me actually show you. So let's bring this over here. Doesn't this look amazing? I think so. So yeah, this is pretty much ready to go. So we have all of our vegetables done. And we also have our fish done. Yeah. Also, let me go ahead and get this going. You notice with me doing this, tongs have become... Ooh. So I'm trying to get some of this stuff out of the way before I can start with my egg frittata. And this leftover stuff from the spices, I'm probably gonna put on top of the fish. But anyway, I'm just gonna drizzle this on top. Because I kind of like flavors blending. I am a fan of blending flavors, and I love the more seasonings, the better anyway. Because one thing I'm not a fan of is blandness. So I'm just gonna try to just put this remainder on top. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, that's gonna be so good. And then now that that's done, I can just kind of just take this out of the way. That's one less thing now that I have to clean. But the next thing we want to do is, and the other reason why I did not cut my fish right away is I was letting it breathe. So now I'm actually going to cut the fish into, I'm going to try stretch it to 5 portions. I don't think I really have 5 portions, because yesterday when I went to the store, I don't know, like I just wasn't, I couldn't find a portion of fish, because normally they have it where it's portioned to my liking, where I could just literally get what I need fish-wise and just buy one giant thing like this is, but it's usually a lot larger, and that's usually my meal. That's usually 5 portions of fish, but this is going to be 5 portions. It just isn't necessarily going to be 5 healthy portions. They're going to be kind of skimpy, but I'm going to try to, because I am trying to up on the carbs, I might just like up my carbs and like call it good that way. See what I mean? This isn't a lot of fish. But we're gonna make it do what it do. And that's another thing is if I am still hungry, I'll just have snacks. Not the end of the world. My whole thing is I rather have a smaller portion than too large of a portion, since it's my home and it's my cooking. Because the worst thing ever, which I cannot stand, is when I overeat because of me and my portion control being an issue. Because the whole purpose of this meal prepping is to control my portions. So I'm gonna cook the vegetables next. Not cook the vegetables, but I'm gonna prep the vegetables next, and then I'll do the eggs last. And so I'll find out. I'm gonna wash my hands again. Okay, so it calls for this, and then it's a half a cup of diced green pepper, bell pepper. It's calling for red bell pepper. Red pepper is done. So and then we're cutting it into quarts. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the rest of these tomatoes, because I'm not really outside of like cooking things, like meal prepping, my meal prep dishes that calls for like meal prep recipes. I personally am not, I don't use a lot of tomato vegetables, which I'm not sure why they call it tomato vegetable when that's totally a fruit, but whatever. I got the gist of it. This is another, by the way, I don't think I mentioned earlier in the video, this is another internet recipe I'm using. It is from, I want to give you the information so that if you want to check it out on your own, you can do it. Because I haven't really changed the recipe yet so far. Recipe 10 Eats is where this recipe is from. It's supposed to be 10-minute prep, 20-minute cook, 30-minute time. If you guys have not figured out when it comes to things of cooking variety, I try to look for things that are 30 minutes or less. But anyway, I say all that because I'm okay with not doing much. I suffer from that. I feel like if I'm not being productive, something's wrong. And so therefore, oh, and by the way, it says to cut shallots. This actually does call for shallots. This is a shallot recipe. And it says to get like about half a cup, which I kind of eyeballed it. I think this is about half a cup. And to thinly slice it, like finely slice it. So when I finally slice it, this is like kind of what I think they mean. See? It's finely sliced. Oh, isn't that perfect? Have exactly 6 eggs. Love it. I love when the universe universes properly. Come on. And our oven's already preheated, so we're good on that. And then after we're done with the last, that would already be done, but this is real life. Okay, so then I have my whisk. It also calls for salt and pepper here. I am going to use that blend that I have. It calls for a fourth. It calls for like a half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. But I just use that blend because I want to try this blend out actually. see? This seems like there's way more ingredients than egg. So to me, I'm not understanding how this is supposed to work. And I literally follow the instructions. I didn't quite measure out like my ingredients as far as like the, you know, vegetables, but maybe that's part of it. So one of the things I'm going to do, and then this is what happens when you don't measure your ingredients. And it also calls for feta, because that's going to hold it together too. I am going to add another egg to these recipes. And to me, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, make the recipe work for you. When it comes to a lot of these recipes, I kind of, especially internet recipes, I don't take internet recipes serious all the way. Probably the way I should for like other recipes. Oh yeah, see, this looks so much better. See, this looks way more the way I want it to look. Looks nice and liquidy. And look at all the greens. And maybe with me whisking it, it was supposed to be aerated more. But it didn't say that on the recipe anywhere that it needed to be aerated more. So again, it's giving confusion. I am confused. And then I think I might do a little bit more though. And oh, this is the same thing as what I did last time. The not cheese feta. Oh yeah. I did a little bit more. Again, I'm not a measurer. I don't measure unless I have to. Especially when it comes to internet recipes, because they're just not, to me, I don't think they're 100%. Okay, yeah, this is giving. This is giving what needs to be gave, in my opinion. See, look at that. Isn't that nice and green? And because I put a little bit more egg, it's looking the way it should too. Okay, and so now we're gonna divide them. That one was not the best. It was okay. It was something different. I'm glad I did because it was different, but I was kind of like, I'm never doing this one again. And hopefully this isn't the same kind of deal, but I'll be honest, I'm not feeling so positive about this one. And we're back. So through the magic of television, woo. So I had actually improvised, and I have something that I've used throughout the years to improvise. This is an old pan from when I used to work at a pizza place, pizza restaurant. Yeah, it's for like a baby deep dish. That's a subtle hint. And then, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead now. We figured it out, we worked it out, and then we're gonna put this in the oven for 20 minutes. And the beauty is, because I did that, we can just put these both in the oven for 20 minutes. Bring you back up. We have 5 more minutes on the potatoes, and then we're just waiting on that. And then we already know the rice is not really that big of a deal. Honestly, I high-key probably could just like put that away because the rice is 3-minute rice. So I think I'm gonna put the other things away. Also, I don't even think I showed you. This is what it looks like. I just don't have any carbs here. But again, I'm just gonna do the rice and show you what I'm doing. I'm just gonna stack these up and put these away. And then the only thing I have left that I'm worried about, those egg muffins. And I'll show you that once that is completed. But yeah, so that really, I guess, long story less long, I'll show you what it looks like once everything's done as far as like the egg muffins. But you kind of, I think I've already showed you what like the potatoes look like. They're pretty basic, pretty straightforward, straight to the point. I'm on my last portion of that, so that's the noise that you're hearing. But anyway, I'm going to just wrap this up and I'll show you an after picture. I'll just take a picture of it and call it good. But that concludes our video. I hope you enjoy the content. I feel like my first time doing this meal prep was better than this time. I think I just wasn't into it all the way. But that's okay. It's a hit or miss. Share your opinions and thoughts on the channel, particularly when it comes to the Get Fit With Me meal prep edition, because that one I still, like, the ideas are there, but me ironing it out in action, I'm not loving it, but I still want to put it out there because I worked on it. I worked hard on it. But you're not going to hit a home run every time. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you enjoy the content. And the reason why I'm also maybe tired is that I'm stupidly wearing a hoodie in the kitchen and I'm burning the hell up. I feel like I myself am in the oven. Yeah. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content, or if you don't, still do that. Anyway, it's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. Bye!